So our next speaker will be talking about women's health and awareness. Ilhaan is a health specialist at Bloomington Public Health, managing the statewide health improvement program. She has a background in health management and public health. Please help me welcome Ilhaan Asghar.
I just wanted to thank the Women Child Safe Center for inviting us. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to be a part of such an event. We were just sitting at the booth there and something really caught my attention, which is, how did Bloomington Public Health end up here at a Minneapolis event? And so I thought, I don't really understand how it all works. I've only been here for maybe 2.5 years now. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, and so it's amazing to see how everybody has come together here in Minneapolis, in Minnesota in general. At Bloomington Public Health, I'm a health specialist and currently work with mainly the statewide health improvement program, which is a grant funded to local public health agencies. Okay, I'm told to speak louder, so I'll just get down a little bit. So I work with the statewide health improvement program, and it's a grant funded by the state, which allows us to work with innovative health promotion and prevention activities that benefit the community. And now, when I say that, I mean, think about innovative things. So we don't want to talk about specific programs, but rather working with faith-based organizations like our local mosques and churches, working with schools, working with local food shelves, and it's an awesome opportunity to also work with these organizations to make it more culturally appropriate, because our environments have changed. We don't look like the typical white Minnesotan, and so there's a lot of Somali people in Bloomington, there are a lot of Latinos in Richfield, and so Bloomington primarily works, all of the public health activities we work with include both Bloomington, Richfield, and Edina residents. Now in Bloomington Public Health, we have our immunization clinics. We have our public health nurses who go into the homes and do family home visiting. We have cancer screening, breast and cervical cancer screening for women. We have our follow along program and all these other child development programs that work with or look at our children from infants all the way up to pre-K around child development. And so just working at Bloomington Public Health, I've realized that a lot of the women who have babies, and then we have all of our nurses going into the homes, and a lot of our Somali women in particular don't want the nurses to come into their homes. And so we always have translators, and maybe translators are not always the best use of our money or resources. And I'm happy to say that now we have hired 3 Somali peer counselors, which is awesome, who come into our WIC clinics. We have Yahya, who has come on board in our emergency preparedness division, who works with our communities around preparing for emergencies and natural disasters. And so there's a host of different resources, and again, in our community, the biggest thing is, how do we connect to these resources? How do we gain access to them? Who do we go to? Who do we speak to? And all we want is to speak to our own kind. And I encourage you to go out, be part of these community events, be able to take part, provide the input. And that's really my goal here at Bloomington Public Health, is to reach out to all of you, go beyond just our Bloomington, Richfield, and Edina boundaries, and be able to take part in all these community initiatives and be able to not only take part in this, but also be part of the work plan, be part of everything that's happening, so our voices can be heard and that our needs can be addressed. I just want to say, in Bloomington, we have our Human Services Department, Emily, who's sitting also over there. We have a representative from our Human Rights Commission, Jessica. We also have an opening in our Human Rights Commission for a representative, so please, I highly encourage a Bloomington resident, actually, that's also my second disclaimer, is to have a Bloomington resident be a part of that. And also, in our emergency preparedness department, Yahya, who's a part of the community emergency response team. Now that is working with community representatives in terms of being part of this community emergency response team to learn how, it's a 3-day class, it's to learn around how to manage emergencies and natural disasters. And so we're looking for people to sign up on that. So our table is over there. We can get you guys more information. I thank you for your time, and thank you, Ayaan, for allowing me to be a part of this.